Hi dear students, welcome to NSM-LEARNING. This is my last video of the series where we are discussing Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats. So the stanza begins. Forlorn, the very word is like a bell to tell me back from thee to my soul self. Adieu, fancy cannot cheat so well as she is famed to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, thy plaintive anthem fades past the near meadows, over the still stream, up the hillside, and now it is buried deep in the next valley glades. Was it a vision or a waking dream? Fled is that music. Do I wake or sleep? So here in this stanza we see a sudden change of mood in the poet. Suddenly, so far the poet was, we see that so far through the previous 7 stanza, the previous stanzas, the poet was appreciating the soothing and pleasing quality of the song of the nightingale. But here again, here for the first time in the final stanza, we see that the poet is criticizing. He is picking of the negative aspect of the song of the nightingale. He says that forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toll me back from thee to my soul self. Forlorn. So that very word, of course, have a connection, link to the previous stanza, because in the previous stanza, in the final line of the previous stanza, we see that the poet says, in fairy lands forlorn. Forlorn. So the use of that very word forlorn, unintentionally he used that word forlorn, but that very word reminded him of his reality. So he says that that very word forlorn, it is to me like a bell, like a funeral bell that reminds of our death. So it is something like an alarm, something like an alarm to me. The use of that very word forlorn, it suddenly brought me back to my reality. So far I was flying on my wings of imagination. Suddenly that illusion is broken. So he says that imagination, fancy, it is not so much successful as a deceiver, as she has the reputation, because ultimately it was not able to keep me in the grip of illusion, my illusion of imagination, that the world of the nightingale, the world of imagination, it is a happy world, is broken. My illusion is broken. Imagination could not hold me in the grip of imagination for a long time. Ultimately, my foot again touched the grim reality. Right? So he says that forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toll me back from the world of the nightingale to my soul self, to my stern reality, to my soul self. Adieu, farewell. Fancy cannot cheat so well. Imagination cannot deceive so successfully as she is famed to do. The reputation that we give her, the reputation that we give imagination, fancy, as a deceiver. No, she is not so successful as a deceiver. That is why she was not able to keep me in her grip, in the hold of imagination. So he says, calls her deceiving elf. Fancy cannot cheat so well as she is famed to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, thy plaintive anthem fades past the near meadows, over the still stream up the hillside, and now it is buried deep in the next valley glades. So far I was pleased, and I was appreciating the song of the nightingale, and I believe that it has a power of consolation, power of soothing a heavy soul. But no, my conception is wrong, my idea is wrong, because ultimately I returned back to my reality. And what did I discover? Here I see that I am back to my reality. So now the poet's realization is that the song of the nightingale, which so far was a happy song, now it has turned into an anthem, a sad song, a painful song. So he bids farewell to the sad song of the nightingale. He says, "Adieu, adieu, thy plaintive anthem fades past the near meadows." It is fading away past the near meadows, means past the nearby areas, over the still stream. It is going away over the still stream, up the hillside. It is now flying from me. Your song is flying from me over the hill, and now gradually its sound is becoming less audible, and now it is buried deep in the next valley glade. Now gradually the song is not heard anymore, and it seems that the song of the nightingale, the sound is buried very deep in the next valley. Was it a vision or a waking dream? Fled is that music. Do I wake or sleep? The poet finally leaves the readers in a confusion. He says, was it a vision or a waking dream? Was it a reverie, or it was an imagination? Was he swimming in the world of imagination, or he was dreaming a daydream? Now the music is fled. Fled is that music. Well, do I wake or sleep? The music has completely abolished. It is not heard anymore. Do I wake or sleep? Am I now in a sleep, or am I now in an awakened state? He says that if now I am sleeping, then obviously I was in reality so far. And if I am now in reality, then I might have been dreaming, or I was in a sleep. So this is how we see that the ode, which was started with a note of ecstasy, joy, suddenly ends with a note of frustration, and in the final stanza we see the sudden change of the mood of the poet. Thank you for watching the series of video, and very soon we shall start the next series. Thank you.